Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Home Nations Invitational Tournament here in the Yards, Blair, Main Wellbeing Leisure Complex. I'd like to welcome you all here to this event again. We're delighted to be back. We had such a great time in April. So we'd like to wish all the nations, our hosts, Northern Ireland, England, Scotland, and the Republic of Ireland, all the best in the tournament. We had great support last time, so we're hoping that we're going to have as loud and vocal a support. So if you want to just test now, and let's hear what you're going to be like for the weekend. So can we have a cheer, please? Okay, so as you can see, the speed testing is just almost complete. So we're going to be kicking off now in a few minutes with the first game with Northern Ireland and Scotland. So everybody, I hope you have we're hoping for a great first day and that you enjoyed the tournament. And again, best of luck to all four nations. Thank you.
Hello everyone and welcome to the EPFA Home Nations Invitational 2022. Delighted to be back at the Ards Blair Main Wellbeing and Leisure Complex in Newton Ards, Northern Ireland, just outside Belfast. This event is sanctioned by FitFA and supported by UEFA. We're delighted that we'll get to see the senior sides of England, Scotland, Ireland and our hosts Northern Ireland compete with one another for the EPFA Nations Invitational Trophy. All of our matches will be live streamed across the EPFA Facebook and YouTube page. So we hope you can join us across today and tomorrow for our opening game. We have a great fixture between Northern Ireland and Scotland. And I want to run you through the team lineups, starting with Northern Ireland. In goal, we have number 12, Sean McKinney. Just in front of him in the centre, number 8, Scott Hilland. On the left, Jason Browning. And on the right, Patrick Comiskey, with subs of Dyer Gorman and Jamie Rogan. Our coach for Northern Ireland is Michael Hilland. To run you through the team of Scotland, our challengers here this morning. In goal, number 6, Thomas Pettigrew. In the middle, number 2, Logan Mitchelson. And rotating wingers in number 7, Kieran Burns, and number 8, Colin Shields, with 2 substitutes of number 4, Ethan Galloway, and number 5, James Dool. But thank you all for joining us, whether you're on the YouTube, Facebook, or here in person. I'm delighted to be joined once again by my familiar face in the gantry, Brian Dix. Are you ready for this tournament, Brian?
I am so ready for this tournament. The warm-up tournament's already been and gone, and obviously the seniors are now about to approach, and yeah, I think it's going to be a fantastic tournament for lots of people to watch. And I'm so pleased that live streaming is okay, and I'm so pleased that we get to do commentary as well.
Absolutely. Just want to give a huge shout out to Alex Dowding and Kelly DeSantos behind us, badgering away on the streams. Apologies, just been informed by the Scottish coach Gareth Mitchelson that they've made a slight adjustment to their starting lineup. Kieran Burns unfortunately failing the speed test, so will be replaced by number 4, Ethan Galloway, who will resume a spot on the wing for the Scots. Sorry to interrupt, Bri.
That's fine. These things happen. Yeah, it's really exciting. It's been built up for a little while now. We've got lots of excited supporters behind us. I'm sure will give us a bit of stick. The Irish and the Northern Ireland are always proud people, and they always got a lot to say. The Scottish sort of big and up at the back, but the English not so loud. But hopefully they will get part of it this year.
Absolutely. As our officials just have their final discussion ahead of leading Northern Ireland and Scotland onto the field of play. I'm sure you will agree, Brian. A very impressive venue, the Ardsblair Main Wellbeing and Leisure Complex, just outside of Belfast.
It is absolutely superb. And a quick shout out to the staff here. I think the staff have been absolutely tremendous. No matter what we've thrown at them, when we've thrown at them, they've been superb in their response, and they're proactive in helping us get this arena ready for this main event.
I completely agree. He was here about 4 or 5 weeks ago for the EPFA Home Nations Development Tournament, where we saw England crown champions. A fantastic overall weekend where we got to see some of the country's leading youngsters all looking to break their way into these respective teams that will get the privilege of watching this weekend. It's worth noting that that Ireland, Northern Ireland and England have all qualified for the FIFA World Cup set to take place in Sydney 2023. So they'll be all looking to impress and cement their spots in their coaches' squads.
Definitely. I think they're all sort of vying for this to get into this World Cup squad. Let's say it as it is. Every player here would dream to be in that squad for next year.
Yeah, it's certainly on the lips of all the players.
It's a thing we don't talk about. It's a thing we don't talk about.
Obviously, unfortunately, pushed back twice due to the pandemic. We're hoping that it will definitely be finalised for October 2023. But we're absolutely delighted to be able to host these European-based events, or home nation-based events to be more specific. So we've just been informed that as Kieran Burns failed the speed test, he will be retested at the half-time interval, where I'm sure he'll be itching to get on to make an impact for Scotland. A shame for him. He looks gutted, but hopefully they can rectify the slight issue. For all those that don't know, all chairs are tested prior to competitive fixtures and have to adhere to a 10-kilometre speed, frontwards and backwards. I hope that gets adjusted as our officials lead Northern Ireland and Scotland onto the field of play for this opening game of the EPFA Home Nations Invitational 2022 here in Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland, who impressed in that development tournament. I'm sure their senior counterparts will be looking to do the same. An impressive array of talent in front of you. Just to run you through them team lineups once again. Starting with Northern Ireland. In goal, Sean McKinney. In the centre, Scott Hilland. On the left, Jason Browning. And on the right, Patrick Comiskey, with substitutes of Dyer Gorman and Jamie Rogan. And for Scotland, in goal, number 6, Thomas Pettigrew. Number 2, Logan Mitchelson just in front, with rotating wingers now of Colin Shields, number 8, and number 4, Ethan Galloway. Coaches of Scotland, Craig Peaty, Gareth Mitchelson and Stephen Miller. And for Northern Ireland, Michael Hilland. Dare to predict, Brian?
Oh, that's a strong one to throw out. I think, looking at the two teams and looking how they've been training as well, and we know some of the players who come down into the English League now. I think this one, I'm really going to sit on the fence, and it could be a draw. Yourself. Throw it right back at you.
I don't predict. I sit on the fence. But feel free to get your predictions in the comment sections of our Facebook and YouTube links. We are looking, we are monitoring your comments, and we're happy to give shout-outs when necessary. 47 currently watching on the EPFA YouTube page. So thank you all for joining us there. And 10 watching on the EPFA Facebook. So a good 60-odd people tuning in for this opening fixture. Thank you all as the teams get their final instructions ahead of kickoff.
Yeah, the one thing about this tournament that we're able to do is on the referees, for instance, the 3 referees, 2 lines people and the referee today, they're all being signed off on their international qualification. So we have 2 senior referees alongside them, not judging them, but just evaluating them to make sure they're signed off, because they haven't refereed for a little while because of COVID. So it's one of those tournaments where we can take advantage of this being a sanctioned event, and we can bring the officials into this one to sign them off so they can go on and referee at a higher level, which obviously is fantastic for the sport of parachair football.
Absolutely. Final formalities before we kick off. Apologies for the slight delay on the 10:15 kickoff that was predicted. Just want to make sure everything is done correctly and running smoothly ahead of an action-packed weekend.
It doesn't seem 2 minutes ago we were sat here getting ready to set up the last one.
Time certainly does fly. That was overall a really amazing weekend.
It was.
And if this achieves half of what that one does, we're in for a treat.
100%.
As I've mentioned, that was a development tournament at the start of April. This is the senior sides. This is what them development players aspire. It's where they aspire to be.
And we're lucky to see, I think, well, not just lucky to see, on some of the players who actually were in the development squad have actually pushed their way up into the senior squad.
Yeah.
Especially in the Ireland team, I think, Matt Cowell, who's playing some really good football, on the back of how he performed, he's been pulled into the Ireland team.
Yeah, it's worth noting that a number of players that represented their development sides at the start of April are present, have been called up to represent the senior sides, whether that's through impressive performances or training levels. For Northern Ireland, number 6, Di Gorman, he'll be hoping for a appearance here in this opening fixture. He was present for the development side. For Republic of Ireland, as you've just said, Matthew Crowley, number 9, was really impressive. for England, number 21, Dan Rigby. Did so well in that title chasing tournament. He's earned a spot here this weekend as our referee just calls the teams in. It looks like they're gonna switch sides, so we're gonna have, oh no, apologies. So we're gonna have Scotland playing from left to right, Northern Ireland from right to left. Fantastic support from the crowd, as you can probably hear, as the referee it's the final signal from the keepers and blows his whistle for this opening game of the EPFA Home Nations Invitational 2022 here in Northern Ireland. Early pressure from Logan Mitchelson, going to try and find a way through Comiskey. Met with some resistance early on. Ethan Galloway's going to have to vacate that left-hand wing to give Logan Mitchelson the space. Colin Shields just drops to resume defensive duties. Good early pressure from the Scots. They try and find a way past Sean McKinney. Logan Mitchelson with a long spell of possession. Ethan Galloway tries to drill it back into Logan Mitchelson, who finds the side of Sean McKinney, number 12 in that bright orange goalkeeper jersey for Northern Ireland. And they have a nice steady defence early on, and it eventually goes out for a Northern Ireland goal kick, which will be taken by number 12, Sean McKinney.
Yeah, good signs of the way Scotland are set up for this tournament. They're not being just defensive. They're on the attack straight away again.
Yeah, Ethan Galloway tries to fire it across. Colin Shields on that right wing. Scott Hillen's going to try and prevent any further attack. Met by Logan Mitchelson, who tries to drive it up. Ethan Galloway unaware that that ball's come up that line. Northern Ireland kick in. Patrick Comiskey with the kick in straight into the side of Scott Hillen, who lets it run across his chair. Can he escape the ever-present Logan Mitchelson? Good battle between the number 2 and number 8 of Scotland and Northern Ireland respectively. But the ball was trapped between the two chairs, so play will resume with a set ball. Just for all those unaware, the perimeter of the court that we are playing to this weekend is the yellow and black hazard tape you can see on your streams, for all those wondering, and the whole ball has to leave the field of play. Logan Mitchelson with a kick in about halfway into the Northern Ireland half. He's got Ethan Galloway down the line. Colin Shields fairly well marked by Northern Irish defence. Ethan Galloway stringing together some good passes. He finds Colin Shields, who has a go at goal. Well met by Scott Hilland. Him and McKinney putting up a strong defence to prevent the opening goal of the tournament. Colin Shields resumes that pressure, tries to nick it to the right-hand side of Scott Hillen's chair. But the Northern Ireland defender comes out on top in that initial one-on-one.
Good attack and play by the Scots.
It is patient build-up. Positive early signs for Scotland. Logan Mitchelson. Can he find a way through Scott Hilland? Jason Browning just gives him the space and the ball goes out of play. Where Scotland will resume their attack. Logan Mitchelson, Colin Shields just hugged by Jason Browning and Sean McKinney. Scott Hilland on the right-hand post for Northern Ireland. Ethan Galloway well marked by Patrick Comiskey at the back. He tries to drive it in between the Northern Ireland defence, but met by Sean McKinney. Logan Mitchelson once again trying to find a way through the defence. And well cleared by Scott Hillen to relieve a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, Scotland seem to be camped right in their half at the moment, not giving them any relief. Logan playing a major part so far in this first half.
Colin Shields taking responsibility off Logan Mitchelson. Drills it down to Ethan Galloway. Back to Colin Shields. Met by Patrick Comiskey. Some healthy contact between the chairs is allowed by the referee, and a rotated spin kick from Logan Mitchelson. Fires it into the back post. Superb opening goal for Scotland. Superb opening goal for the tournament. Logan Mitchelson puts Scotland 1-0 up against our host Northern Ireland.
Well, you could see it coming, couldn't you? I mean, Logan's been pushing. They've had some really a lot of the ball, and he found himself a bit of space, a spin turn, you know, just inside the post. Keeper had no chance.
Great opening goal there for Scotland. The warning signs have been there for Northern Ireland. Logan Mitchelson ever present in that attack. We have the privilege of watching him in the English National League, where he plays a key role in Northern Thunder's team. As Patrick Comiskey tries to find a way past that goal scorer, Mitchelson, but he evades the number 9 for Northern Ireland. Just back to Galloway. Well intercepted by Comiskey. Can he find a way through? Tries to go to the right of Logan Mitchelson's chair, but he was wise to it. Scott Hillen called into action. Can he find one of his teammates? He can't. Logan Mitchelson intercepts. Down to Ethan Galloway on the left-hand side. He's got Logan in space in the middle, who picks off into the front of Sean McKinney's chair, which eventually goes out for a Scotland kick-in, which will be taken by the Scottish captain, Colin Shields. Ethan Galloway down the line. Logan Mitchelson close to his left. Just drives it into the space. Logan Mitchelson proving a headache for Northern Ireland so far.
Yeah, he's been everywhere so far.
He really has. Jason Brown is going to try and limit the space and the option for a pass. Chance here. Scott Hilland tries to get it down to Patrick Comiskey. Controls well and tries to advance up that right-hand wing for Northern Ireland. Once again, Logan Mitchelson there to intercept. Some healthy contact between the two. Down to Scott Hilland. Going to try and advance forward. Met once again by Logan Mitchelson. Scotland kick him.
Good pressure by Logan again. Good pressure. The Irish at the moment don't know how to handle him. He's here, there and everywhere. Logan with a kick in, just defended by the Irish, straight out for another kick in. So Shields going to take the kick in from the right hand side as we look at it. Richardson just dropped off. Not a lot for Shields to aim at the moment, to be fair.
No, Ethan Galloway well marked to the back, and it goes into the side of Jason Brown in chair. We apologise if there's any technical difficulties or the stream quality isn't as good as we would like it to be. We're working to rectify it. Scott Hilland into Patrick Comiskey. Tried to find a way past Logan Mitchelson, but he's there to prevent it. Be the best chance of Northern Ireland so far. Patrick Comiskey's got Scott Hilland in the middle. He fires it into side of Jason Brown in the back post. Unfortunate, can't get a real purchase on the ball, but Logan Mitchelson was there to prevent any opportunity at that near side post anyway. But more positive, Thomas Pettigrew with one of his first involvements in this game.
I think it's his first kick of the game.
I believe so, and it looks like it will be a soft cushioned ball into the side of Logan Mitchelson's chair. He may advance. Can he get past Jason Brown in? Oh, superb.
Well
Just to let it run across his chair.
Well played, Mitchelson.
To faint Patrick Comiskey.
Well played. Good bit of play there.
He's certainly proven a bright talent in this opening 10 minutes. For all those joining us now, it's Northern Ireland 0, Scotland 1. An early Logan Mitchelson finish separates the sides currently with 9.5 minutes left to play in this EPFA Home Nations Invitational here in Northern Ireland. Logan Mitchelson going to try and put some pressure on the Northern Ireland defence. Fires it into the side of Scott Hilland and Sean McKinney's chair. And it looked like one of the players just deviated out of that Northern Ireland penalty box. And a 2-on-1 was given in favour of Scotland. So a real opportunity with 9 minutes left to play in this first half. Logan Mitchelson will take. Colin Shields comfortably between the chairs of Sean McKinney and Scott Hilland. Fires it into the side of him. A slight rotation to his right. Finds the gap between Scott Hilland and Sean McKinney to double the Scots' advantage and their hold on this opening game in the EPFA Home Nations Invitational.
Yep, that's a well worked goal. I think they spent a bit of time on the training ground working that one out.
They've just looked incredibly organised, disciplined.
It's definitely a different Scottish side to the last time I've seen them play.
Absolutely, we have to give credit to that number 2, pulling the strings at the moment in the middle. A goal and an assist.
Yeah. Strong play
for Logan Mitchelson. Ethan Galloway dropped deep to just cushion a pass into the side of Logan Mitchelson's chair, which he does. Going to try and evade Jason Brown in, which he does. He's got Colin Shields to his right. Ethan Galloway struggling to get the pace to support him on the left-hand side. Better work from Scott Hilland. Correct decision from the referee. Gives a kick into Scotland. Logan Mitchelson attempted to keep the ball in play. Whatever chair makes more of an effort to maintain the ball's position on the field of play will be awarded the kickoff. Kick-in. Mitchelson with the kick-in now. Colin Shields unmarked on the right-hand wing. Ethan Galloway in the centre. Goes to Colin Shields. Back to Logan Mitchelson. Tries to get a pick-off back to Colin Shields, but can't quite get the angle. But it does go out for a corner kick for Scotland. Another good opportunity. Logan Mitchelson in a good position here to try and guide the ball over to Ethan Galloway. Prevented by Scott Hilland.
Definitely tapping away again. Definitely tapping away. It's good to see.
Some cheers from Thomas Pettigrew in the Scotland goal, cheering his team on. Been fantastic in this opening half. Jason Brown with the kick in. Patrick Comiskey down the line. He can just evade Colin Shields. May start a counter-attack for Northern Ireland. Intercepted by Colin Shields. Over to Ethan Galloway. Can he get a hold of the ball. He can't, unfortunately, too much pace, can't quite wrap his chair around it. Probably would have been more beneficial to maintain his position in reverse, but opted to drive forward. Unfortunate there, but more danger signs from the Scots as Jason Browning relieves the pressure on the Northern Ireland defence. Probably the most effective so far this game, and superb work from Logan Mitchelson just to guide that out of play. Eventually rolls out for a goal kick, but he just seemed comfortable despite the fact the ball was rolling dangerously close to the Scotland goal.
Of course, when it comes to goal kick, the goalkeeper can ask the ball to be put wherever it wants to in the box, whichever he feels easier at.
That trademark goal kick, just into the side. Good bit of space for Colin Shields here. Gets it back. Pick off back to Colin Shields from Logan Mitchelson. Patrick Comiskey going to try and intercept. The ball is fairly loose. We've got that 2-on-1.
Yeah. Browning just couldn't get away in time.
Unfortunate there. But once again, impressive organisation from the Scots. Pen Northern Ireland in. Wasn't much that they could do. Over to Galloway. Vital nick there from Patrick Comiskey just to prevent him producing a shot or further pass down to Colin Shields.
Good play by the two young midfield players.
Referee allows that to play on. Despite some contact from Ethan Galloway.
Once again, Logan just feints to take the ball away. It forces Browning to pull off, and he gets the ball.
As I said earlier,
unbelievable play.
Since his introduction to the English National League, we have the privilege of watching him fairly frequently, and his development has been substantial in the last post-pandemic. It's been beyond encouraging, both for Northern Thunder and I'm sure Scotland as well.
Definitely.
Really great to watch him in his first tournament.
I think he has got a couple of those players in the Thunder team who might be able to help him out on a bit of play. You know, I can mention a couple. I'm sure you could, Ryan, who have helped him in his play development.
He's certainly learning from the very best, and it's showing here in this opening fixture. Colin Shields going to just cushion it, try and force away past Jason Browning. Ethan Galloway smart to vacate the space. Let's not forget that Ethan Galloway, a late adjustment to the starting lineup for Scotland as Kieran Burns fouled that speed test, which he will take once again at the half-time interval. But he's been superb so far, that number 4 for Scotland. Logan Mitchelson outnumbered here but comfortable. A lot of pace on that ball.
Oh, well played. Well played. Just pushed it into his chair. Taking the kick in. I haven't watched Logan Mitchelson play for a little while now, but how he's developed and how he's come on and some of his gameplay, it's absolutely superb.
Absolutely. It's worth noting that for Northern Thunder in England, he predominantly plays as a goalkeeper, allowing Ed Common just in front of him the space and the freedom. So it's not often we get to see him with such a pivotal central role in a team as he tries to force a way over the line. Can he find a way past Scott Hilland and Sean McKinney? Better defending there just for it to eventually go out of play, but the attack will resume for Scotland. Yes, as I was saying, we're used to seeing him in goal, so not in as much of an attacking role, but he's absolutely thriving, and I'm sure some of the contingent from Northern Thunder, the Newcastle-based English team, will be watching, and I wonder whether they will experiment and rotate their side to accommodate what is just an unbelievable talent. Jason Browning, healthy one, 50-50 contact between Browning and Mitchelson. Yeah, right decision there from the line-out. Just come off the side of Logan Mitchelson's chair.
Yeah, the ref did play an advantage there, and you know, it did go out for their kick-in, so it's all in favour of Ireland still.
Risky move here as Sean McKinney, the Northern Ireland goalkeeper, comes over to take this kick, vacating that spot in the Northern Ireland goal.
That could have been a bit
But
awkward.
with 50 seconds left, they're going to try and create a chance to half the deficit approaching the break. A goal here would be huge for the hosts as Sean McKinney fires it down to Jason Browning. Spin kick into the side of Thomas Pettigrew's chair. Colin Shields just comfortable, has the time, can't quite get a hold of it because of the pace. This is probably the last chance, 20 seconds remaining. Scott Hilland in a lot of space to Sean McKinney's right, but he's shaped up to drive it towards Jason Browning or over to Patrick Comiskey. Into Jason Browning, but he's reversed there. Into the side of Colin Shields' chair.
I think Mr. Shields thought it might be his ball. He was chancing his arm a little bit there. As he backed into him, I don't think it's much of a chance of it being his ball.
Definitely the last chance now with into additional time. Scott Hilland has some good options. Jason Browning to his left. Patrick Comiskey in the centre. Down to Browning. Over to Comiskey who drives it. Unfortunately, met by Logan Mitchelson. Much better from the hosts. But once again, met by the resistance that is the number 2, Logan Mitchelson, and the referee blows his whistle for the half-time break. Northern Ireland 0, Scotland 2. Fantastic goal, opening goal from Logan Mitchelson early on, and then an assisted free kick from a 2-on-1 was seen over the line by the captain Colin Shields, but the Scots definitely the brighter of the two.
Definitely.
Northern Ireland are going to have to work on their creativity and try and find a way to take Logan Mitchelson out of the game, but it's going to be easier said than done. But join us shortly for the second half of Northern Ireland versus Scotland in the EPFA Home Nations Invitational here in Northern Ireland. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the second half of the opening fixture of this EPFA Home Nations Invitational between Northern Ireland and Scotland. Really interesting first half. See Scotland lead our hosts by 2-0. Goals from Logan Mitchelson and Colin Shields separate the sides. Looks like Kieran Burns was speed tested at the half-time interval and passed. So he'll be hoping for a reintroduction in this second half as the foghorns blare behind us. It's worth noting that for all those watching on our streams, we have a large bleacher seating section behind us that's segregated into 4. And we have the representing nations in Scotland, Northern Ireland, England and Ireland behind us, all cheering on their teams.
Some louder than others.
Can't fault the Irish contingent.
No, both the Northern Ireland and Ireland are very vocal.
I think I remember the Republic of Ireland being the more vocal at the last tournament, so I'm looking forward to that opening game against England. Set to kick off around 12 o'clock this afternoon as Hilland tries to drive it down to Comiskey. Nice power and accuracy, but can't quite get a hold of it. It goes out for a Scotland kick in. the sides are unchanged from the first half. Our host Northern Ireland have Sean McKinney in goal. In the centre, Scott Hilland, and on wingers in Jason Browning and Patrick Comiskey. And for Scotland in goal, Thomas Pettigrew, fairly untested and quiet in the first half. Just in front of him, Logan Mitchelson, who's starred so far in this fixture, and rotating wingers in Ethan Galloway and Colin Shields. Logan Mitchelson trying to figure out a way past Jason Browning. Does so to the left of him, tries to guide it past a fairly unaware Sean McKinney in the Northern Ireland goalkeeper jersey. Northern Ireland have to be careful about 3 in the box here. They're fairly penned back by the Scots. As Logan Mitchelson tries to force a way around. Colin Shields central. Ethan Galloway on the far left. Will be happy with his patient build-up in this attack. Sean McKinney doing well to limit the options. He's going to clear now to get Northern Ireland right up the other end. Goes out for a kick in, which is positive for Northern Ireland. They're going to look to pen Scotland back now, limit the space, and try and create something. Try and get an attack underway.
I think the one thing Logan was missing there was anybody to actually pass to. His 2 wide players both moving away from him and not even looking where the ball was, so he had nowhere to actually release the ball to.
Ethan Galloway into the side of Logan Mitchelson's chair. Met by Jason Browning. Unfortunate there from Jason Browning. Just a little nick off the front of his chair, and it goes out for a Scotland kick in, which Logan Mitchelson will take. Colin Shields in the centre. Ethan Galloway just down this left-hand wing into Colin Shields, who drives it towards goal, met by Sean McKinney. Patrick Comiskey is going to try and get an attack underway. Scott Hilland with one of his first major involvements in this second half. Just to figure out the puzzle of Logan Mitchelson. He's done well there. That's good work there from the number 8 from Northern Ireland. Scott Hilland, despite the continuous pressure from Logan Mitchelson, stays strong and earns himself and his country the kick in, which will be taken by Sean McKinney. Fires it diagonally across the box. There's a chance here for Comiskey. Really good opportunity. They capitalise. An initial kick in from that number 12, Sean McKinney. Fired it into the side of Scott Hilland, who just guided it over to Patrick Comiskey on the left-hand side, and there's nothing Thomas Pettigrew in the Scotland goal could do about it. We've got a game on our hands now as Northern Ireland half the deficit, and Scotland address an issue straight away, bringing Ethan Galloway off for Kieran Burns.
That was such a slight touch to take the ball past, wasn't it?
Really well worked goal. I hope it come across as well on streams as it did in person. Scott Hilland there playing a key role, and there it is again. They've opened them up. Comiskey over to Browning. Colin Shields has the chance to get back, but much better from Northern Ireland. Too much pace on the ball. Looks like it's going to run out of play, and it does. It really is livening up here. Comiskey fires it down the line. Little bit too much pace. Logan Mitchelson meets it. Invites the pressure from Jason Browning, but it's comfortable. Once again, evades Patrick Comiskey, hugging that right-hand wing, and it looked like the whole ball left the field of play. So Northern Ireland will resume play with a kick in. Can they recreate that? Sean McKinney's come over once again for a kick in. Can they fire it? Them diagonal passes have been their best chances in this game. They've caught Scotland fairly unaware. A crucial goal for the dynamic of the fixtures. Jason Browning dispossesses Colin Shields. Met by Logan Mitchelson. Kieran Burns will be wanting his first involvement to be a positive one. Looks like it might ricochet. Patrick Comiskey going to try and guide it back over to Jason Browning. Intercepted by Logan Mitchelson. Scott Hillen's going to resume the Northern Ireland attack. All the chances and that goal for Northern Ireland have come when they've managed to take Logan Mitchelson out the game and free up that space in the middle.
As they say, it's definitely at the moment a game of two halves. In the first half, I would say, dominated by Scotland, but the Irish come out in the second half, meaning to play, meaning to put them under pressure, and that's what they've done so far.
Logan Mitchelson here, trying to gain his side that 2-goal advantage once again, but the Northern Ireland defence does well. I'm sure Northern Ireland coach Michael Hilland will be delighted with his team's performance so far, but they still trail, they still have work to do as they resume that pressure. And Scott Hilland wins the kick-in for Northern Ireland.
They're definitely creating chances and creating space as well.
It is. As you just said, it's a game of two halves. Sean McKinney comes over, Scott Hilland intercepted by Logan Mitchelson. Back to Sean McKinney. Tries to pick it off to Jason Browning on the left-hand wing. Can't quite get the accuracy.
They suddenly seem to find a hunger in the second half. They're working as a team, they're talking, they're communicating, which in the first half just wasn't there.
Let's not forget they are the host nation. They have fantastic support on the seats behind us. They'll want to do their friends, families proud. And they've certainly addressed that in this second half. Comiskey's met by Kieran Burns for one of his first major involvements. Back to Scott Hillen. This is better. Can he get some accuracy on a pass? Jason Browning to the left, Comiskey to the right. They just rotate. Jason Browning now coming over to the right, and Comiskey resumes a central role.
Yeah, in the first half, all these kick-ins were coming back to the Scottish, but in the second half again, the Ireland are fighting. They're taking the pick-offs against the Scottish and taking it for themselves.
Completely, and considering that the sides were unchanged, it really does amaze me that just readdressing at a half-time break, just reaffirming the players' duties on that field of play can make such a huge impact, because Northern Ireland have certainly been the more positive and proactive side in this second half. With 10.5 minutes left to play.
Yeah, all the 50-50 balls are going the Irish way. Even now, the progression, the keeper's going to take the kick in just inside the Scottish half.
This was a similar location on this right-hand side, but can Sean McKinney find it over? He guides it over to Jason Browning via Scott Hilland, intercepted by Logan Mitchelson, who will try and get a counter-attack underway. Scott Hilland's done well. This is better, much better. Jason Browning, can he find it over to Comiskey or Scott Hilland? Unfortunately, Browning and Hilland encroached on the Scotland number 8 Colin Shields, and the 2-on-1 was awarded in favour of Scotland. I'm not sure that the Northern Ireland coach and or fans behind us were too happy with that decision. That is the referee's decision. That's how we will resume play, with a Scotland free kick just inside the Scottish half. It's worth noting that the officials and the central referee are mic'd up, are communicating constantly with one another. So any decisions that they come to are in part a joint agreement. Logan Mitchelson just gets the wrong side, and Comiskey has a chance, but strong from the Scotland number 2. Kieran Burns just coming over to this left-hand side. Can Patrick Comiskey advance? Fires it into the centre. Unfortunately, Scott Hillen couldn't quite get the pick off over to Jason Browning on the left-hand side. A lot of pace on that ball. Be impressive if he can wrap his chair around it and keep it in play. He does. Just took a little nick off Logan Mitchelson's chair. Correct decision there from the linesman on this left-hand side.
Again, these are the things that in the first half weren't going the Irish way, but this time they are. And it's good play. It's good to see.
Sean McKinney into Comiskey. Over to Scott Hillen. There's a little space. There's space here. Fairly rushed there from Scott Hilland.
Yeah, he had more time now. I don't
He
think he
did.
realised.
He does well. Can he find Jason Browning?
Oh,
It's better here. Can the Northern Ireland attack now? Thomas Pettigrew controls it, but invites that pressure from Jason Browning. He's going to try and find a way past the Scottish keeper. Much, much better from Northern Ireland, and they have a kick in a similar place where they got that earlier goal. Looks like he's going to go down to Jason Browning on this right-hand wing, and that's unfortunate there. Can't quite get the time in on his spin kick.
Reverse spin kick being the hardest play to make. And to be fair, he's executed it very well in the first half, just not quite got the right time in there.
7 minutes remaining. Northern Ireland 1, Scotland 2. It's a good battle here. Just took a nick off the front of Browning's chair, and it will be a Scotland goal kick. Ready for that trademark Scotland goal kick. Just cushioned into the side of Logan Mitchelson's chair. Strange decision that.
Bit too much power on that one, I think.
A lot of power and not much direction. Sees it go out for a Northern Ireland kick in, which is a good chance for them.
Yeah, they've been doing some really good set pieces at the moment.
Jason Browning tries to find Scott Hilland in the middle. Intercepted by Thomas Pettigrew. The two orange goalkeeper jerseys meet in the middle.
Just caught 2
But
on 1.
he was advancing out of his goal and encroached on the Northern Ireland player. 2 on 1 for Northern Ireland. Indirect free kick. Fired over but intercepted by Kieran Burns, who's been fairly quiet since his introduction in this second half. But so have Scotland as a whole, to be fair. Browning fires it. Scott Hilland. Can he guide it over to Comiskey on the right hand side? He can't. Thomas Pettigrew called into action once again. They need to organise themselves here. Northern Ireland are fairly penned in. Hilland and Browning just switch roles, with Hilland resuming that central position. He has a job here of finding a way past Pettigrew over to Comiskey. He has space on this right hand wing. Can he find a pass to one of his teammates? Back to Scott Hilland, back to Comiskey. Right idea to generate the momentum in that phase of attack, but it eventually goes out for a Scotland kick in.
Yeah, just unfortunate that his placement wasn't quite right.
Burns into Mitchelson, met by Browning.
Mitchelson then was asking about the 5 metres. I don't think that play was 5 metres away from the ball.
No, let's see, 1, 2.
It's very small.
No,
very
Jason
small
Browning.
meters.
Jason Browning certainly isn't 5 metres away there.
Yeah, so it gives him a great advantage when he goes to meet Mitchelson with the ball.
Just for all those that are watching, from any set piece, whether that's a kick in or free kick, an opposition player has to be more than 5 metres away. Browning trying to figure out Mitchelson. Logan Mitchelson does well and has a chance to break here. Kieran Burns to the right, but he's met by Scott Hilland, who just advances over to the left to restrict the attack. Does well to keep it in, but that works in Mitchelson's favour as it goes out for a Scotland kick in deep in the Northern Ireland half. 4 minutes remaining. Scotland can take the pressure off themselves here if they can find a third goal in this fixture. Mitchelson down to Kieran Burns. Generates a good bit of power, but it ricochets and rolls all the way into the Scotland half. Referee just correcting his earlier decision, awarding it in favour of Northern Ireland, rightfully so.
Yeah, took quite a big deflection.
Sean McKinney down to Jason Browning. Lets it run across his chair. Again, frustrating. He's trying that reverse spin kick.
Yeah, he wasn't even set up for it really.
He wasn't, so a pick off back to Sean McKinney would have probably been the more beneficial option.
Yeah.
They can't force it too much because they'll let key moments and key chances like that go to waste. 3 minutes remaining. They have to be decisive with their actions. Logan Mitchelson starts an attack for Scotland. Kieran Burns over on the left-hand side. Vacates, goes on the right.
3 in the box.
3 in the box.
Yeah.
3 in the...
Didn't the referee seen it yet? Yeah, very clearly there.
Clear. Very clear.
I have to
That's
say...
Hilland, Comiskey and McKinney.
Yeah, I have to say that's twice now it's happened, and the first time wasn't picked up by the referees or linesmen. Apart from the coach, who was very avidly waving his hands in the air.
Good work from the linesman on the right-hand side.
Yeah, you can't really miss that guy on the right-hand side. He's one of the larger linesmen we'll have this weekend. Of course, he's not really a linesman, he's an assistant referee.
Kieran Burns and Logan Mitchelson just over this free kick on the edge of the penalty box. Looks like Logan Mitchelson's got it. Colin Shields in between the chairs of Hilland and McKinney. This is where they got their second goal. A similar sort of set piece into the side. Sean McKinney alert to that. Oh. Good work from Northern Ireland.
Yeah, well
Scotland were
played,
penned in.
Defensive well.
A minute and a half remaining. They're going to want to get a real attack going. Try and get back in this tie. I think for their performance in this second half, certainly in the opening 10, 15 minutes, they were much brighter. And the fact that if it does end 2-1 Scotland, they will be very much disappointed with that scoreline. Not quite sure what the delay is. It looks like we're going to get a substitution. It looks like James Dool, number 5, will be making his way onto the field of play. Yeah. Something up with Kieran Burns' chair.
Kieran Burns' chair is not quite right. To be fair, it hasn't been right from the start this morning. He's had problems with it all morning, and it just hasn't seemed to clear that, which is a shame, because nobody wants to see a player have to come off the game because of his chair not working properly.
Unfortunate for Kieran Burns. Hopefully they can rectify that issue for Scotland's later game. Sean McKinney gets us underway. 10 seconds on the clock, but I'm sure some additional time will be added on. Drives it down to Hillen. Tries to see it over to Comiskey on this right-hand side, but intercepted by Logan Mitchelson. Be interesting to see how much additional time is awarded. Comiskey down to Hillen's going to try and evade Logan Mitchelson. And he's Penn Browning in there, and that the rightful 2-on-1.
Yeah. Logan Mitchelson's then just drove between the two players, helping create the 2-on-1 against Ireland. Not quite what the Irish needed at this moment of the time.
So indirect free kick from Logan Mitchelson. He won't want to do anything too risky. He'll want to protect that 2-1 lead. And see it over the line. Comiskey trying to dispossess, trying to get Northern Ireland up the field of play. But Mitchelson prevents that. This is surely the last opportunity for Northern Ireland. This kick in, which will be taken by Jason Browning into Scott Hilland. Evades Colin Shields. James Dool called into action. Scott Hilland's done extremely well. He's got Comiskey on the right-hand side. It's really unfortunate there.
Ball just run away from this chair.
Couldn't quite get a hold of the ball. Rolling out for a Scotland kick in. The referee's had a few glances at his watch.
Yeah, he's been talking to the fourth official as well, just to get an update on, I think, on how much added time was going to be added.
Sean McKinney was surely one of the last opportunities for Northern Ireland to level the tie. Down to Jason Browning. Scotland has to be careful to give his teammate the space. And the contact is given in favour of Scotland. Yeah. And that should see it over the line.
So opening game, what did you think?
Superb.
I sat on the fence and it might have been a draw.
Superb opening game. A game of two halves, arguably. Northern Ireland unfortunate not to quite get it over the line as the referee blows his whistle for the full time. Yeah, really, really interesting game. Logan Mitchelson, spectacular in that first half. A goal and assist to separate the sides, and I thought the game was pretty much over at that point, but Northern Ireland regrouped and came out fighting in that second half. An early goal from Patrick Comiskey, but they couldn't quite work the opportunity to level the tie.
No, I think Hilland played well in the second half. He was well controlled.
Full credit to all the Northern Ireland players. They need to take that second half performance forward, and whatever tactical approach they applied there, that needs to be their game plan, whether that's technical, tactical, physical, psychological.
Yeah.
But huge congratulations to Scotland, who open their account at the EPFA Home Nations Invitational with a 2-1 win over the host Northern Ireland. Huge congratulations. Please join us shortly for England versus Ireland, set to kick off around 12 o'clock. See you shortly.